Hello students, very good morning. Grade 7, chapter number 12, reproduction in plant. Our today's subtopics, sexual reproduction. In our last topic, we had seen asexual reproduction and its types. Today's point, sexual reproductions. Let we see in detail. As we have seen the definition of sexual reproduction, that sexual reproduction, it requires seed. So when we sow the seeds, we will see the plant. Correct? Here you see the example of the tomato where seeds are there, that we seed grow into the earth, and we can see the plant, and that plant fruits we will see. Tomato you can see, right? Then seed germinate, plants is produce, and then flower will come, then fruit will come, and finally you get tomato plant. So this is in the case of sexual reproduction. We had also seen that flower, it is the reproductive part of the plant. Flower is the reproductive part of plant. Different parts of the flower, let's we see different part of the flower, as flower is the reproductive part. So different part of the flower, that is petal, sepal, pistil and stamen. Now petals means the colored part of the flower that you can see, it is a petals of the flower. Small leaf like structure, the outermost green color part that enclose the buds. So it is your sepal of the flower. As you can see, this is sepals. Here sepals, sepal of the flower. Correct. Here you can see the pistil part and stamen part. So what is meant by pistil and what is meant by stamen, that we can see in detail. As we had seen in sexual reproduction, two parents are there, male and female, right? Two parents are involved in sexual reproduction, and that product is child. Correct? Similarly in plants, pistil and stamen. Correct? Stamen, it is a male part of the flower, and it consists of anther and filament. You can see parts of stamen. That one is anther and that one is filament. Pistil is a female part of the flower which consists of stigma, style and ovary. As you can see, this is a part of pistil, which is a female part of the flower. The upper part stigma, then style and ovary. Now you can see, this is a flower. You can see sepal is there, petal is there. You see stamen part. Exactly in the middle, it is a pistil is there. And that 1, 2, 3, 4 part, these 1, 2, 3 and 4, it is a stamen. And stamen which is consist of which structure? Anther and filament. While this this pistil part, this is a pistil part, female part, correct? And these 1, 2, 3 and 4 are male part of the flower. This pistil which is consist of how many subparts? Stigma, style, ovary. Okay. In ovary you can find ovules. Okay. So now stamen, men. means main part of the flower, you remember, and pistil, female part of the flower. So pistil is the female part of the flower and which consists of stigma, style and ovary. Right? Stamen is the male part of the flower which consists of anther and filaments. Now you can see, remember please, stamen it is the male part of the flower which consists of anther and filament. Pistil is the female part of the flower which consists of stigma, style and ovary. Now the question, which of the following is not a part of pistil? Stigma, style, anther and ovary. So anther it is not the part of pistil, it is the part of male male part of the flower. Means it is a part of, anther is a part of stamen. Stigma, style and ovary it is the part of female. Next point, types of flower. There are two types of flower, unisexual flower and bisexual flower. In unisexual flower, the flower which contains either only the pistil or only the stamen. या तो pistil है या तो stamen है. It is unisexual flower. Uni means one. Say for example, what are the example of unisexual flower? Corn, papaya, cucumber, which produce unisexual flower. उसमें या तो pistil रहता है या तो stamen रहता है. दोनों में से कोई भी एक. Unisexual flower इसको बोलते हैं. Now dear student, you observe this figure flower. आप देखो यहाँ pistil part नहीं है, stamen part ये है ना. ये देखो यहाँ ये खाली है, pistil नहीं है. तो इसको क्या बोलते हैं? Only stamen, male part is there, no pistil is there, unisexual flower. Now in case of bisexual flower, the flower which contain both stamens and pistils are there. It is called bisexual flower. So for example, mustard, rose and petunia have a bisexual flower. Now observe this flower. You can find pistil as well as stamen. You see both part are there. So both stamen and pistil you can visualize. So it belongs to bisexual flower. So a flower with both male and female reproductive part is called bisexual flower. And a flower with either male part or female part is present, it is called unisexual flower. Dear students, anther produces pollen grains which contain male gametes. So what is gametes? Gametes is a sex cells or you can say reproductive cell. So anther and filament, they are the male part of the flower. Means it is a parts of stamen. So here anther produces pollen grains which contain male gametes. Similarly, a pistil contains of stigma, style and ovary. The ovary contains one or more ovules. So ovule contain female gametes or you can say egg. Here you can see the ovary. When you cut the ovary, you can find ovules. Small that beads like structure. छोटे छोटे होंगे. So as you can see the internal structure of the ovary, stigma, style और ovary, आप blade से उसको ovary को काटोगे, you can find small ovules. Okay. So dear students, please remember, anther produces pollen grain which contain male gametes and ovule contain female gametes or you can say egg. So structure diagram, anther, it contain pollen grains, it is male gametes. Ovule, it contain female gametes. So sexual reproduction require fusion of male and female gametes, that is sex cells. It is fusion of male and female gametes in sexual reproductions. Here you can see this is an anther which goes into pistil part, means this is a male part, produce that anther contain, right, this anther, it goes into the pistil parts and meet with the ovules. So here the fusion of male gametes and female gametes done, that is known as fertilization. So when fertilization is done, from ovary we get fruit and from ovules we get seed. So that seed we use for reproduction of plants. So ट्रांसफर ऑफ पोलन ग्रेन्स कहाँ है? मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट दैट इज स्टेमेन में क्या है? एंथर. सो ट्रांसफर ऑफ पोलन ग्रेन्स कहाँ से आते हैं? एंथर. ट्रांसफर ऑफ पोलन ग्रेन फ्रॉम एंथर टू स्टिग्मा, एंड स्टिग्मा इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ पिस्टिल, एंड पिस्टिल इज अ फीमेल पार्ट. आप देख रहे हो, stamen, it contains anther. So transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma, it is known as pollination. The transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of the flower is called pollination. Now there are two types of pollination: self pollination, cross pollination. If the pollen grain lands on the stigma of the same flower is called same self-pollination. एक ही फ्लावर में होता है. If the pollen grain lands on the stigma of the same flower, it is self-pollination. While in the case of cross-pollination, this is in the case of self-pollination where one flower is there, one pollen grains transfer from anther to stigma of the same flower, एक ही flower, self pollination. Now in the case of cross pollination, when the pollen of the flower lands on stigma of the another flower of the same plant, correct, or that of the different part of the same kind, it is called cross pollination. Here you can find transfer of anther to another flower of the stigma, not same flower, so it is cross pollination. In one plant self pollination, and down two plants are there, so when two plants or two flowers are there, you can find cross pollination. This is in case of self pollination. Transfer of pollen grain from anther of the same flower to stigma of the same flower. Here you can see the process of fertilization. You see stigma, on stigma that pollen grain stands, and then it transfer through pollen tube. Then pollen tube it transfer and goes into the ovum, means it meets with the ovule, and zygote formation is there. You can find zygote formation. This is the process of fertilization. So when pollen grain containing male gametes lands on stigma of the flower, pollen tube begins to grow. This pollen tube grows through the style and reaches ovule inside the ovary. Male and female gametes fuses together. The process of fusion of male and female gamete is called fertilization. The cell which results after fusion of the gamete is called zygote. You see the pollen grain which starts to move from stigma to style and then goes to ovary, where in ovary ovules are there, ovum is there, it meet with its, and then male gametes and female gamete, they fuse together, join together and form zygote. The zygote then develop into embryo. After fertilization, you will get from ovary to fruit and ovules convert into seeds. So after fertilization, the process of ovary of the flower grow and develop into fruit. The ovules develop and form seeds of the fruit. So after fertilization, the ovary grows into the fruit and other part of the flower falls off. Fruit is the ripened ovary. So the seed develop from the ovules. The seed contain an embryo which is enclosed in a protective seed coat. Embryo is an immature part from which a new plant will grow under proper condition. Students, see the structure diagram of sexual reproduction in plants. First of all, seed sowing, then growth is there, then flowering comes, then pollination come, then after pollination fertilizations come, then after fertilization fruit development comes, and then you can find seed extraction, and that seed that we use in sowing in the soil, then again seed sowing will be there, right? So this is the simple structure of reproduction in a plant in sexual reproduction. Here are the questions. The process of fusion male and female gamete is called reproduction, fertilization, pollination, or self seed formation. So answer is fertilization. Another question, mature ovary develop into dash and ovules develops into dash. So mature ovary develops into fruits and ovules develops into seed. Now the next part and last point of this chapter, seed dispersal. The transportation of seed from the parent plant to different places is called seed dispersal. Seeds are dispersed to the different places. Let us to understand different ways of seed dispersal. Dear students, seeds and fruits of the plants are carried away by winds, water and animals. So first of all, the dispersal through wind. Here are the example of dispersal through winds. Correct. By winds, wind seeds of drumstick and maple, light seed of grasses, hairy seeds of ack yani madar, and the hairy fruits of sunflower get blown off with the wind to far away places, and they settle there and new plants will be grow. So remember the examples of, here you can see the seeds of drumstick, A figure, B is a maple, here the A that is sunflower and B having the mother act. Okay. Then the next part, seeds dispersed by water. Some seeds are dispersed by water. These fruits or seeds usually develop floating ability in the form of spongy or fibrous outer coat as in. So this seed dispersed through water, it is the best example of coconut. Third one, seeds dispersed by the animals. Some seeds are dispersed by animals, especially spiny seeds with hooks which get attached to the bodies of the animal and are carried to the distant places. Example, Xanthium and Urena. You can see the diagram of Xanthium and Urena. वो एनिमल्स की चमड़ी के साथ और उसके एनिमल्स के जो ऊपर हेयर होते हैं उससे वो स्टिक हो जाते हैं, राइट. और इट विल बी सेटल एट समवेयर प्लेसेस, और वहाँ कोई दूसरी जगह पे गिर जाते हैं तो वहाँ से वो प्लांट होता है. सो seed dispersed through animal by Xanthium or Urena. Some seeds are dispersed when the fruits burst with sudden jerks. The seeds are scattered far from the parent plant, and the examples are castor and balsam from castor and balsam plants. So what do you think will happen if all seeds of the plants were to fall at the same place and grow there? there would be a severe competition for the sunlight, water, minerals, and space. As a result, the seeds would not grow into the healthy plant. Now the important question, why seed dispersals is necessary? So the answer, it is in these 3 points. Plants benefit by seed dispersal. It prevents competition between the plant and its own seedling for sunlight, water and minerals. It also enables the plants to invade new habitats for wider distributions. Correct? Here the question, seeds dispersal taken place by wind, water, animal or all of the above? The answer is all of the above. So students, here this chapter is over. So next time I will send you extra videos and notes of these chapters. Till then, have a nice day. Goodbye.